Hi guys. So today's segment is a little different. We have invited over a special guest. So we'll be discussing about a lot of stuff regarding his job role at DevFolio, various hackathons that you can take part in to build your career and your skills.
It's a trick to skip out the college placements and get into companies with some of the projects that you can build on new technologies. So stay tuned. We will be discussing this with our guest. Hey everyone, we have with us Aniket Raj, who has successfully cracked the off-campus recruitment placement for DevFolio as Community and Operations Associate. We are really excited to have you on our channel. So before we move on, we would like you to give a quick round of intro and wanted to know that how you got into DevFolio, and then later on we will discuss more things about hackathons and all.
Oh, sure. Thanks for having me here, Devesh and Sanchita. So, I'll quickly introduce myself. I'm Aniket, and I work as the Community and Operations Associate at DevFolio, as Devesh mentioned earlier. So, the reason I basically got into DevFolio was because, first of all, I basically started off my engineering as a developer, like a hardcore developer. But by second year, I realized that creating awareness about this tech industry is more important. And I personally had a lot of interest in organizing events. So with the help of my team at my college, we opened up a club by the name the Script Group, and I found amazing people with me, and they were very into this. So that entire spirit of community building really got into me. That like you're a developer, that's fine, that's great, but also if you can create the sort of awareness, that kind of culture which foreign countries have but is kind of missing in India, and that entire FOMO feeling shouldn't be there, right? So that is why I really got into community building, and that is what DevFolio has been doing. It's basically DevFolio is a hackathon platform where you can sign up as a user or an organizer, and basically use the platform for exploring hackathons, win prizes, and so on and so forth. So these guys are also trying to build a very strong community in India, providing all sort of insights and everything. And that really sparked that interest in me. And when I was working at Script, I used to think that if I could do this for a living. So that is when I came across DevFolio, and basically that's how I ended up there.
That's great. So, how exactly did you come across this? How did you apply for this particular job role?
All right. So basically, DevFolio, I was aware about DevFolio when we ourselves were organizing a hackathon at our college at MIT, but we couldn't move forward with the hackathon due to the pandemic. But we had approached DevFolio then, and I had kind of seen they were building an amazing platform, and I was sort of kept them on my radar. Like if they ever seem to have an opening later on. So they tweeted out once that they have an opening, and at that time I was learning React, so I thought I can apply there as a front end developer, and there was a separate role for community manager which I was doing at Script. So I was kind of like confused, like should I go for front end or should I do community? And that is when I just straight away approached them with both the roles, saying that I would like to do both of the roles, like try to manage both. And then during the interview process, first I was asked to clear the front end interview. I was just learning React, so I wouldn't say like my coding, the code quality wasn't up to the mark. So I couldn't make it to the front end team, but they were very impressed with what I was trying to do with Script, and they basically saw that having this sense of community understanding is not that common. You require a developer. It needs a developer. It's not just some management role that you are taking care of people. Like since you're taking care of the tech community, you yourself have to be a developer first, so that you can understand what the crowd needs, and you yourself has to be a part of the journey. So that is why they preferred me, and I was able to make it to the cut. So it started off as a volunteering first. I volunteered for In-Out, which is the flagship event. It's India's largest community hackathon with over 5,000 to 6,000 applicants. And I helped them organize that, and they were impressed with the work, so they asked me to join as an intern. So I did my internship from December, and recently I got a full-time role.
So, as we have discussed it earlier also, placement is not everything. According to you, you can go through hackathons and learn more things and gain through this activities through. So, what are your insights after working in Defolio? Like,
Right.
what are you experiencing, or what you want juniors to know that even in this field, you can come out with great colors?
Yeah, all right. First of all, even if you are from a tier 2, tier 3 college, it does not matter. If you are in computer science, all you need is a laptop and an internet connection. Most important motivation to excel in this field. You know, once you have all these three things, there's nothing which is going to stop you from being a successful developer. That's the beauty of computer science, because, as I said, you just need a laptop and an internet connection. Every resources are there online. Other fields like mechanical or all, you need to have good labs, good teachers who will teach you that. But the internet, it's a very vast place, and you can find similar budding developers of your age who are looking to have the same experience, and also you have experienced people who are willing to mentor you, right? Because they themselves felt that missing during their journey, so that basically pumps up their motivation to help you. So there are so many communities out there. And regarding Devfolio, so Devfolio, before they started off as a startup, I think they started in 2018, late 2018 or 2019. But before that, they themselves were hackathon organizers. They were running in-out since 2015, and they personally knew, how important this hackathon is, because uh, more than anything, the computer, you cannot just read it in a book or just go do some tutorials and that's it. You have to have some practical experience. Like, even if you're building your own website, that should be enough practice, because you yourself are trying to explore. And if there are bugs coming, you should be happy because you're exploring something new, right? So they understood the importance of that. Hence, Devfolio, the product itself, they focused on a lot. And since they were organizers themselves, they know what exactly is needed in the product. But they also gave more importance to building the community, because that is the sort of crowd which will gain out of it, right? Because this collaborative learning is how you excel in computer science. So yeah, regarding hackathons, yeah, people go through college placements. That is fine. That is completely fine. You can definitely have that option. You have the big companies coming in. That's all great. But there are some people who feel that they might get undervalued by working for some big tech firm, right? So there is some always that feeling that they will be lost in around 2,000, 3,000 ka crowd.
Correct.
So that becomes a bit skeptical for them, like, will I really stand out? So that is why we as Devfolio are trying to inspire people to start off with startups, or join a startup for early experience, because there are just 12 to 20 people working there. Your work, whatever mistake you do, it's gonna affect the entire company tomorrow. And if you're able to pull off something, then it's gonna be a big thing, right? Because there is complete ownership in that. So if you work under that kind of pressure, you yourself become a better developer, even like in that sense. So yeah, I mean, that's pretty much it about why you can choose to not work at big tech companies and get into startups, because that is where you're learning. Suppose if you're working in a big tech company, and suppose you feel that this particular website, okay, this button doesn't seem right, it should be towards here, there is some problem with the UX. You'll have to go through like paperwork, approaching your manager. The manager will approve it, and then there's going to be some meaningless line of meetings and all, and then you will be finally able to work on it, or maybe it will just be handed off to someone else. But here, you put in an idea in your Slack channel, they will see it, they will verify it, and that's it. It's your ownership. Do it. Do whatever you want. And once it is all out in testing, it goes out, it works well, you get the credits for it. You are responsible for that work.
Even
So
if
here
you're
there is no,
just an intern.
sorry,
Even if you're
even
just
if you're just an intern. Yeah, I mean, for the first day of my volunteering at In-Out, they directly gave me the Twitter handle, which had around 3,000 followers, and I was asked to do tweets. And I was like legit very scared because one mistake I make, that might go out incorrectly. So the stakes are high, and that's the best part, right? They show you their trust by giving you such huge responsibilities, and they are obviously there to mentor you. And yeah, I mean, even if I was an intern at Devfolio before, but the work which I had was pretty much close to what I have during my full time.
I wanted to know more about the job role that your current job role. What exactly are your responsibilities? What are you working on? Stuff.
Yeah. So right now I am like taking care. So like my title associates me to two things. One is community and operations. So operations is pretty basic, like the internal working of the company. How we are dealing with the logistics of onboarding hackathons, or even like we have a sales model for our for Devfolio. So for companies we offer the platform for some price, but for students it's completely free of cost because we understand that limitations which student organizers have. So we provide students with maximum benefits, like we give them swag kits, Devfolio t-shirts, stickers. We provide them the platform for free of cost. At least like the starting price of Devfolio is 2,000 US dollars, and additional services goes up to 10,000 US dollars, which companies pay us for giving our platform. But for students it's completely free of cost, because again, they themselves were organizers, they understand the trouble of gaining funds for your hackathon, so we support them by giving it for free. So whatever onboarding is there for any hackathons, like in a month we do at least 12, 13 hackathons minimum. So the onboarding part, managing the logistics, if they need swag, so making sure that all swag is good. And most important, like since you're working in a startup, you cannot have some donkey's work which you have to do, like going through Excel of 400 and 500 and just sorting out things manually. You'll have to do automation, so that you don't spend time on doing all these rut work, instead of how to implement the further steps. So I take care of automation, like email responses. So I've been closely working with Google Apps Script. So everything we are managing on Google Docs and everything, we have been trying to automate it completely with Notion, our calendar, and everything, so that for us it's just one click of a button and everything is set. Right. So that is the operations part of my role. For community is again organizing hackathons. So Devfolio also does their own hackathons. So we recently have ETH Odyssey coming on, which is an Ethereum hackathon. I'll get to that. So like managing all the logistics behind it, getting sponsors, or creating awareness, and everything which requires to conduct a hackathon, setting up the Discord server. And we also have a huge surprise coming in for participants who are there at ETH Odyssey. So taking care of all those things. And because we don't do hackathons for just for the sake of doing it, we always try to bring something new to it. And since it's a pandemic, we are in a pandemic right now, it's difficult to do an offline hackathon. We are trying to recreate a lot of offline experience into an online version. So that is one part of the community role. And again, onboarding organizers, making sure they have no problems in their hackathons, and sometimes taking care of sales companies as well, who are doing paid hackathons on the platform. So yeah, so it's very difficult to summarize my entire role, because when you're working at a startup, you're into multiple things, and
Yep.
you don't have to like go for permissions or anything. They will be like, feel free to explore whatever you want. You have some opinions, just put it forward. And it's not like I'm a community and operations associate, so I cannot do anything in the product end. I have also worked with the product and like suggesting some few improvements in the product and everything. And the people are there are very chill. They are so open to ideas, and it feels very motivating working for such a startup.
So you have that flexibility to either do
Yeah,
tech or non-tech. Yeah.
yeah. And people over there, they do not see any barriers that acha ye non-tech guy, this guy's from tech, or this guy's the co-founder. Everyone is basically just friends, a couple of friends working on a startup. So that kind of atmosphere is there, and that is why you are motivated to do work, even if it is like at times 15 hours a day or something.
And experience gained is more in startup, I guess, compared to other.
Yeah, I mean, I haven't done BBMBA, but I'm still working with the sales. So I'm an engineer, but still doing sales. So it actually makes a lot of sense that you don't have to go to colleges, because after college you'll end up working in such a company where you have to do these things, and I'm already getting that experience by working with my seniors. So it pretty much ends up as the same thing.
So I believe there's this vision that Devfolio has of eradicating unpaid internships that you mentioned. So if you could throw some light on that.
So yeah, regarding replacing unpaid internships, that is our goal, because we feel that sometimes unpaid internships undervalue the capabilities of what India's young developers possess. Right. It sort of puts a price on their own thing, because they feel like I'm doing all this work for free, and that and more importantly, since they are getting the work done for free, they will just throw in any random project to you, and just do, just for the sake of a certificate which you get in the end. So we feel that yes, certificates are important. I mean, you need some proof, but learning is more important. And since you're college students, you can basically like learn. So let me just quickly share my screen. Okay. Yeah, so we have been organizing fellowships for about a year now. We started off last year with a Devfolio Ethereum India fellowship. So let me just quickly tell you what a fellowship is. So most of you, I'm pretty sure, might have heard about Google Summer of Code, right? Where you are paid a stipend of over $3,000 for $2,000, sorry, for 3 months, and you get to contribute in open source, and basically some project will hire you, and you work alongside with them. So that's like something which was very great. And since college students are more in that phase to spend time on building things and have that risk factor, and they are more susceptible to getting into these kind of programs. So we also thought that we should also run fellowships and provide the same opportunity, but in the field of blockchain. So I'll get to why blockchain is such a upcoming field of technology and the amazing opportunities out there. I'll get to that point, but this is what we are doing right now, Tezos India Fellowship. So this is the second edition, which is going to go live next month. And let me just quickly scroll through to the benefits. Yeah, because everyone wants to see what are the benefits. So let me just straight get to that. So Tezos is basically a blockchain, on which we'll be teaching you on how to build on it for the next 8 weeks during the program. That's an 8 weeks program, which is roughly 2 months, and you will be earning $2,000 in stipend, which you can roughly calculate to be 1.4, 1.5 lakhs, and that is in 2 months. I mean, no internship is going to pay you that much money until and unless it's some big firm, right? And the best part is you get to learn. We provide with weekly coursework, and that is how it has been working for the past fellowships. Um, uh, yeah, we'll be providing you with weekly coursework. You will learn, and during the course of 8 weeks, you will also be building a project on Tezos. For which you will be given mentorship. As you can see, it's mentioned over here that get mentored by industry leaders, learn, grow, and contribute to open source. So that is being done. You will earn $2,000 in stipend, and you will also be a part of a global community. So this community thing, it is kind of very prevalent these days. Every company wants to have a good community under them, so that the awareness is there, right? So that if anyone who is new to whatever the product is, the community can help them get on board and start building on it. So so these are the benefits. Yeah. So why would anyone do an unpaid internship when you can learn and build on something new, which is very promising technology, and get paid for that? Exactly. Yeah. So that is the essence of running fellowships. And Tezos India Fellowship is like one of the fellowships we have been helping execute for the past 1 year, I'd say. We did the first edition in September. So as you can see, it's mentioned over there that select projects have received up to $10,000 in follow-up grants to carry on the good work. So I have personally looked into these two projects. One was ClickTaze and Kickflow. So these two projects, they have turned into full-fledged, they're getting into that full-fledged startup business, entering the Silicon Valley vibe. And one project got accepted as a Dubai, in Dubai as a government regulated project.
Okay.
And and these guys were not even IITians and IITians. They were from a second, third year college, but they had the ambitions of any person who wants to build and get into this entire ecosystem of startups. And since they have entered blockchain, they have a lot of scope because it's an upcoming tech. And trust me, in 10 years, it's inevitable. Blockchain will become the mainstream. Everything, cryptocurrencies, NFTs, DeFi, everything will be the new normal basically. So these guys got an opportunity to get into it in the early phase so that they can be the kings till when this becomes a mainstream, right? And why? Matlab, they got so many benefits out of it, right? They even got paid for doing it. They got follow-up funding, and it's an unmissable opportunity in my honest. And trust me, if I knew about this during my course of journey during my development journey, I would have definitely applied for this, because getting to the prerequisites for this, that's the most important thing which people would like to know is like we expect you to have a good hold on web development because blockchain will be eventually decentralized apps. So you need to have a good knowledge of how to build web apps. In the fellowship, we will be teaching you about the blockchain and not web development, right? So it's good to have a knowledge in web development and have some projects ready. Second most important thing is some knowledge about blockchain. We don't expect you to know everything about Tezos, and that is why we'll select you because we are selecting you to learn on Tezos. So some basics about blockchain, what are smart contracts, what are DeFi, what is NFTs, how things work, how transactions are verified. Some basic knowledge doesn't have to be too deep. Just to show that you're interested. That will give you an extra edge on the rest of the applicants. So last time for the first edition, we had selected only 10 developers, but this time we are accommodating 30 developers from across the country, and will be given this exciting opportunity. And the deadline for the same is 3rd July. So if you're seeing this before the 3rd July, do consider getting into this because even if you don't want to do a startup eventually, but you will have this in your portfolio, and maybe you will get opportunities from the blockchain system itself to join or get into a job. So that is what Sanchita and Devesh were talking about, the non-conventional way of getting into companies, not by sitting campus placements, but building your own project, and your project will get recognized and will get hired, right? Someone recently from we did an Ethereum India Fellowship 2.0 as well. So he recently tweeted out, he tagged Defolio, so he was very thankful that he got a job as a Solidity developer, which is a part in blockchain. So he just did a fellowship. He built some great projects. He was immediately recognized in the community, and he got a job. He didn't have to go through aptitude tests, or he didn't have to write some code which he would not see in the future. He built his own project and he got a job.
That's amazing. Such a nice exposure platform that you guys are providing, and I hope that people do make use of this.
Yeah, I mean, it has been pretty successful. We are currently doing Celo India Fellowship as well. We did 2 Ethereum India Fellowships. We also did a Build India Fellowship where we provided up to $10,000 in grant for working for 6 months on your projects, whatever you want. So we have some amazing projects coming in. We have currently funded 4 projects. So, they are doing great in their field as well. And, I personally have interacted with some of the developers, and, they basically were from Inout first. Inout was our hackathon, right, last year. So there was this amazing product called Seva Shop, which helps you set up an online store within, just by using WhatsApp, right? So they built this amazing product, and it was at a hackathon. They were one of the winners, and they made it to the fellowship as well, where they were given, grants, and it was equity free. Like, we are giving you the money, but it's equity free. We won't have any control over what you want to do. That money is without any guilt. So they really made use of it, and it's personally inspiring to see such developers, who are building such kind of stuff, and they didn't have to go through this entire college placement thing. College placement again is great, but it puts a certain pressure on you. You know, your friends are getting selected and all that. That is one depressing phase you have in your life. So you know, you can just kind of skip that. So if you are interested into giving this a shot, definitely you can. We are accepting applications via Devfolio. So you can just scroll to the bottom and here it is. Apply now. So this is the link. Just directly apply on Devfolio. So this should basically open our page. This is the Devfolio microsite. So you can just like apply with Devfolio and basically just get started. You can find some FAQs over here if you are looking to learn more, and that should be great.
Also, guys, both the links for the blog as well as the application will be in the description box below. Do surely check it out, and it's a opportunity for you guys to skip out the to learn something new and earn a huge amount of money. It's near about 1.5 lakhs for just 8 weeks, so you can definitely go and check it out.
Right. So yeah, so again, this is a blockchain-oriented Summer of Code program. So Tezos India Fellowship, and this is not the only fellowship we do. We have Ethereum India Fellowship as well. We recently concluded the second edition, and we will be definitely putting out more fellowships. So just one more like tips and tricks sort of thing I'd like to give you guys is that this is a fellowship, right? So if you participate in an Ethereum hackathon, that will increase your chances of getting selected for any blockchain related fellowship, right? Because when we'll be going through your applications, we can see that okay, this person has had some experience in building, and even if it is a very normal project, it's still better because there are very less blockchain developers as of now, and eventually it's going to be the new mainstream, as I mentioned. So it's always good to participate in such hackathons. And first of all, hackathons do not have to be intimidating. They are not intimidating, to be honest. I personally made that mistake. That's why I never had the guts to really participate in a hackathon. But the way Devfolio is shaping hackathons to be and inspiring other organizers to make their hackathon, I mean, I just wanted to know if I hope that I could have gotten into this sooner. So it is more of a learning opportunity hackathon. So we are, as I mentioned, we are doing ETH Odyssey. So it starts on July 2nd, and you can apply over here. There are prizes worth $25,000, over $25,000. We have amazing sponsors lined up from the Web3 industry. Web3 is the blockchain aspect. So we have more speakers coming up. We have amazing sponsors. We have Uniswap, Polygon. You can read about these companies. They are like one of the forefront community of this Web3 ecosystem which we have, right? And yeah, so it's a quick application. The stakes aren't too high. There's a good chance you'll be selected as long as you are into developing. You at least have some experience with hackathons, or even like web dev. That should be enough, because in our series of workshops we'll be having, as you can see, it's a 1 month long hackathon. So the reason we have kept it 1 month, so that you can learn and then also perfect your hack which you're building. So there are going to be a series of workshops. So you can basically learn from them. And we did this in our previous edition. So last time we had Etherpunk. So we love having this sort of mix with pop culture, right? Like Etherpunk is from Cyberpunk, ETH Odyssey is from the movie 2001. Space Odyssey. So that is how we try to keep up with the themes. So last time we had Etherpunk, it was just last I think 2-3 months ago, January 22nd to 1st March, and honestly the submissions were impressive. And given that all these developers learned about Ethereum for the first time and made such amazing hacks, so personally my favorite is like Dflix is there, which is basically a Netflix on the decentralized network. So I really found this idea very interesting, and as you can see, they are the winners for the Superfluid track and other tracks as well, like Fortis as well. So such great hacks are coming up, and I personally feel that do not get intimidated by hackathons. Just get into it. And some of these, what are the benefits of this? If you're winners, or at least even if you're interacting with the mentors during hackathons, you will come under their vision. They will see, okay, this guy, okay, he's trying to do something. And even recently, we take help from these projects to sometimes do our own work as well, right? Like yeah, so basically that you once you get into the eyes of these people in the Web3 ecosystem, they will provide you with insane amount of opportunities, and that is what we as Devfolio are trying to do, is to get all these opportunities. People know that people from outside, they know that Indians are very great developers. All they need is that opportunity and awareness about it.
Awareness.
So Devesh and Sanchita are helping with the awareness. Now it's like basically your turn to take it ahead to the next step.
To grab the opportunity.
So like I think Devesh and Sanchita can also help me share the link for ETH Odyssey.
Yeah.
So what happens is that if you're a participant at ETH Odyssey, even if you hypothetically don't win the hackathon, but at least when you apply for our next fellowship, we can see that okay, this guy was there during ETH Odyssey, so you can get that extra edge over those other applications. So that's going to be very helpful, and that is how it has been like for the past fellowships as well. These sort of things are an important factor for consideration.
Again, the link to the hackathon will be in the description box below. You can go and check it out and apply.
Okay, so concluding, I'd like to ask, are there any tips that you would like to provide to the budding developers out there, and how to exactly, follow or get into such development communities and stuff?
Yeah, so joining communities is the most important thing. Like I personally have been, now I do it for a living, that I'm trying to shape the community with Devfolio. So I understand its importance now. When you are sitting and studying, people will tell you, "Nahi, social media mat use karo, do not use it. Keep your phone aside." Just join Twitter. Twitter is the perfect hub for developers, I would say, more than Instagram or LinkedIn. LinkedIn is basically people posting about their achievements. You don't want to get depressed by that. Just join Twitter and follow these communities. We are if you even follow Devfolio, it's a great thing. We post memes, tech related memes. We also post about upcoming opportunities. We also do giveaways. We have given out like certain goodies like mouse, or even recently I did like with the help of Devfolio, we did a tweet back in December. We just asked people to comment the name of the favorite book. We selected 10 people randomly, and we just sent them the books through Amazon, whatever they wanted. So we love kind of spoiling our community in that sense. So it's fun. Yeah. Developers should join Telegram. Not Telegram is a different thing, but yeah, Twitter. So Twitter is like a great hub for such opportunities. And I personally came across Devfolio on Twitter. So it's not just about emails or this thing. Twitter, I feel people are getting insane about Elon Musk over there. So might as well get into the action.
Okay, then with that, I guess it's a wrap for today. So Aniket's Twitter link will be in the description box below, so you can follow him as well and reach out to him in case of any queries. And thank you so much for coming in and sharing your experience, providing the platform, creating awareness. And yeah, thank you.
Also, guys, please don't forget to like and share the video if you are still watching and found it helpful. Videos coming out every Friday or Saturday.